guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a pregnancy update week video that I promised you guys in my first video. When I found out that I was pregnant, I soon started recording everything that I went through, everything that I was going through, every symptom I had, week by week. So I'm just gonna kind of tell you when I found out I was pregnant, how I found out I was pregnant, you know, like, was I expecting, and then just go week by week. So I have a whole bunch of notes wrote here. So I'm just going to be reading them and just basically going through my pregnancy. So I found out that I was pregnant either 2 or 3 weeks in. I forgot which one it was, because when I found out that I was pregnant, I talked about it in my last video. Not too long after I found out, it was maybe literally a couple days later, I started spotting, so that could be signs of a miscarriage, so I had to go to the hospital. And in the beginning of your pregnancy, every appointment that you go to up until you get the real ultrasound where they can measure the baby, to give you an exact date, or an exact week or day or however long you're pregnant, up until that point is just kind of going to be guesses. So the first time we went, I'm just going to start with how I found out that I was pregnant, and then I'm going to jump back to that. I instantly knew that I was pregnant before I even took the test. I instantly knew, it's just something that your body knows. I was feeling so tired. That was one, I would be just exhausted from basically just doing nothing. And my boobs were killing me, you guys. So it's basically 100, it's 110, maybe 120 times more what I was feeling when I was on my period. That's how bad they were hurting. And in the beginning, my boobs usually hurt before I start my period. So I was like, okay, I'm about to get my period. Then I started getting late. And I have the app. I forgot which one it is. I don't have my phone in here with me, but it's like the period calendar or something like that. You can get it as free from the app store. But I usually don't keep track. Usually when I start hurting, I know hey, you're about to start your period. So I always look to see how many days I got left, so I know, to carry, So I started hurting, and I was like, okay, my period's about to start. And the month before, I completely forgot to log anything. I logged the first few days and stuff like that, but I don't even think I logged when I stopped. So I had to go back in and figure that out. And then when I finally did, I realized that I was late. I was late on my period. I forgot how long I was actually late, but I've never been late. I have always had a very consistent period. I've always started exactly when I was supposed to, right when that app said I was supposed to. I've never been late. So I was like, okay, but my boobs are hurting. My back was hurting so bad. Everything I had, period-wise, was happening. And it's funny because I was actually having cramps, and we'll get to that in a minute. But I definitely thought I was about to start my period. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a couple days, A couple days went by, and I was like, I am really late, and I might be pregnant. Something just told me in my mind, Misty, you could be pregnant. And I just knew, it's something within your body. I just kept telling myself, you'll get your period, you'll get your period. But at the back of my mind, I was like, Misty, you're not gonna get your period. You're pregnant. So I remember I waited 2 more days. And I was like, if I don't get my period, I'll go take a test. And my best friend was pushing me. She was like, you need to go now. I was like, no, 2 more days. 2 more days. If I don't start my period, I will go. Because I've had scares before. And they've always been negative. And then, you end up worrying, for no reason. So it was the next day, and she was like, you know, you need to go. And I was like, no, I got one more day. And then if tomorrow, like, it doesn't come, like, you know, I'll go. But that day I was cramping, like, I was hurting. I was like, I'm about to start. The next day, I didn't start. You know, she pushed me to really go get a pregnancy test. So I went to go get it. I took the pregnancy test as soon as I got home. They usually say you should take it in the mornings. I don't know why. I'm not even going to try to guess why. I'm not a doctor, or I didn't do any research on that, but they usually say it's best to do it in the mornings. I remember it was in the afternoon. It was probably like 4:30, maybe going on 5 when I did mine. And I did it. I peed on the thing, and I took the timer, and I put the timer on my phone for how long it took me to do it, and I left the bathroom. I couldn't even sit there and watch and see if any lines came up. So finally, when my timer told me it was time to check it, I went to the bathroom, and I seen 2 lines. I don't have the test, well, the test is in the bathroom, I still have it, but I'm going to insert pictures of what it looked like. I actually took 2. I was so in shock. I was like, I'm just gonna take 2 because it came with 2. I was gonna wait till the next day to take it again just to see if it was accurate. I took it maybe a couple hours later. I think I took it, I think I might have took it that night. Well, I know I took it that night. It was maybe like 4 or 5 hours later I took it, and I stood in the bathroom and watched those lines that time, and it was 2 lines, and I was like, I'm really pregnant. I remember hyperventilating in the bathroom. Like, it was very real, because like I said, I've had scares before, and I'm used to seeing that 1 line and not being pregnant, and I seen the 2 lines and I freaked out. But that's when I found out that I was pregnant. The next day, we actually went to, I think it was the OB center. When you're pregnant, you'll go to so many places and they'll all get mixed up. But no, not the OB. It was like a woman's center. They were like super nice. They were so sweet. They really reassured that you're basically pregnant. Like, they took my pee and they tested it, and that didn't take no more than an hour, and they came back into the room and they told us, you know, that you are pregnant. And so you basically go from there, because you can't get a doctor's appointment until they verify that you're really pregnant. So of course I was really pregnant. Okay, so shortly after that, we went from the women's center. Okay, 2 days after that, I think it was 2 days after that, it was 2 days or 3 days, I actually had started bleeding, and that could be signs of a miscarriage. It could also be signs of spotting, but at the time, I didn't have any Medicare, so I had to go to the hospital. Fun experience there. I was there literally from, I think it was 11:30 in the morning till like 10:30 at night. Like, please, if you don't have insurance, like, it is so important. Like, you need it. And plus it was on a Saturday, so the OB and stuff like that, they was closed anyway, so I had to go to the hospital. But I was so early, like, they knew that something was there, but they couldn't really see it. But my blood was still coming back, or like my blood cells or my blood count or something in your blood is like really high when you're pregnant. So they reassured me that I was still pregnant, but for 2 weeks I was on bed rest. Yeah, I'm trying not, because there's a lot of things I didn't write down, so I'm trying not to leave out anything. But for 2 weeks, I was on bed rest. But, yeah, my period had been late. I found out I was pregnant. I was on bed rest. Okay, so from from the second week, okay, I didn't even tell you like how far along I am. I'm 11 weeks and 2 days today, so I'm trying to get y'all as caught up with me right now as I can. But from week 2 to week 5, so the moment I found out I was pregnant, and you guys, it seemed like the moment I found out I was pregnant, I was instantly sick. I was instantly throwing up in the bathroom, and it was a lot. I was constantly sick, and they call it morning sickness, but you are constantly sick all day long. I was nauseous all day long. I woke up nauseous. I went to bed nauseous. I was just, and at first, it wasn't me being sick. It was just me being nauseous, and I wouldn't throw up. Then I started getting sick. So also my boobs were killing me, and they still are up until week 11. I don't think that actually stops. I could be wrong. It could stop in your second trimester, but I'm not sure it actually does. Cramping, that's why I thought that I was starting my period, because I was cramping so much. And it's because your uterus is actually getting bigger. Sorry, these videos are going to be like really TMIs. So if you're not into that, then I probably wouldn't watch any more of my pregnancy updates, because it's going to be very, very real. But I was cramping really bad. Probably, yeah, up until week 5, and in the beginnings, they were really intense. They really felt like I was on my period, just, you know, without the period, so it really sucked. I had constant headaches every day. I woke up with a headache, I went to bed with a headache, and now I'm not used to them, but I expect them. In the beginnings, they were really hard. Also, week 2 to 5, I was extremely tired. I would always take naps. During the day, I would probably at least take like 2 or 3 naps, and like I was just always really tired. And then week 6 to 7, I had just wrote down that I was more sick. So I got more sicker the longer it went on. Those weeks, I remember that it was actually more sickness than nausea. I found myself in the bathroom a whole lot more those weeks. I didn't write anything down for week 8 or 9, but for week 10, I remember because it was last week, but week 10 was a really great week. I had no morning sickness at all, and I felt great. Like, my boobs were still hurting and my back was still hurting, but I was, everything was still hurting, but I was not sick at all that week. It was a great week. Also, I had wrote down for week 10 was lack of appetite. I did not put that or mention it. I'm getting out of breath. But, I did not mention it, but from the moment I found out I was pregnant up until probably week 9, I had cravings like no other, and I was really hungry, and I ate all the time, a lot. So week 10, it kind of just went away. Like, I wasn't really hungry at all. Nothing sounded good to me. It's not like it made me sick thinking about it, but nothing sounded good. I just wasn't hungry. Like, I didn't crave anything, but once I had it, like, I would eat it, but I wasn't really, like, I wasn't hungry. Like I said, my boobs were still hurting week 10. My headaches did stop week 10. Like I said, week 10 was a great week. The sickness stopped, the headache stopped. Another thing that happened in week 10 was sleep was non-consistent. I stopped taking naps in the daytime because I couldn't sleep at night, and even when I stopped taking naps during the day, I still could not sleep at night. I would lay there for hours and not be able to sleep. But in the daytime, I would get tired every day around 5, 6 o'clock, 7, but then it would completely disappear and I'd be so full of energy the rest of the night, it would be ridiculous. But I stopped taking naps and I was still tired. And then week 11, which is where we are now, I should have stopped at 10. But since there is a difference in week 11, I thought I would mention it. We are only 2 days in, but I still thought I would mention it. And next time I do an update, I'll update you more on week 11. I'll have to add that in. But week 11 started 2 days ago, and there was a difference. Like I said, sleep has definitely improved. I can sleep more throughout the night. I still try not to take naps during the day anymore, just because not sleeping at night was so hard for me. It was so hard for me. I would lay there for hours and not sleep. So I'm trying to actually get to sleep at a decent time and stay asleep. So that's actually working this week. And another thing that I noted is I did get sick again. The first day of my 11 weeks, which was Thursday, I got sick that morning. I got sick later that day, and then I got sick later that night. It was when I was about to go to bed. I had ate dinner that night. I was laying on the couch and I was like, I'm gonna go to bed, because I realized if I get in bed at like 10:30, I'm able to fall asleep. But if I wait till later, then I'm just up. I'm just up all night. But I was completely exhausted that night, so that might have had something to do with it. But before I was getting into the bed, I felt really, really sick. So I did get sick that night. And then I did get sick the next day. But so far, I haven't had any more nausea or sickness, so that's good. That's all I have noted for week 11. Like I said, we are only 2 days in, so much could happen before I hit week 12. If you like these kind of videos, the kind of pregnancy update videos, thumbs up this video and let me know, or comment down below. Like I said, if you are expecting or if you're thinking about having a baby, there are just so many things that you don't expect and people don't really talk about, and that's just why I kind of wanted to make this channel. It's just because when I got pregnant, I watched so many YouTube videos, so many pregnancy update vlogs, and just nobody really prepares you for the things that you're going through. And everyone is different, let me say that. Everyone is completely different. The things that I went through may not be what you or someone else goes through. Things that you or someone else goes through may not be what I go through. Everyone is different, but it is very nice to know what's kind of expected. So if it does happen, you're not worrying if it's normal, because half the stuff that happened to me, I was asking at my next appointment, you know, is it normal and stuff like that. So it's just nice to know that someone else is going through this stuff with you and that you're not alone and you're completely normal and it's just your pregnancy. So I'm very excited about this channel and the direction that I want it to go in. And I'm very excited to be sharing my pregnancy with you guys. So if you have any questions about anything about pregnancy, if you want to ask me, I'll answer it the best way I know how. So if you have any questions or comments or anything, leave them down in the comments below. I would love to talk to you guys about anything. So don't forget to subscribe so you know when I upload a new video. And I hope you like this video, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye, guys.